as we'll ever be.
Welcome everyone to our weekly update with Bonnie and Sasha. We just want to check in weekly and share with you what's been happening again in
Messages,
our world.
yeah.
Messages that have come through. Just exciting things happen around here.
They do. We're getting messages and downloads and spiritual information, uplifting messages all the time, and we get together and collaborate. So we're going to start sharing those with you. So Bonnie.
Well, first of all, tell me, what did you do this week or this last weekend here?
I took a trip to Sedona, was going to go to a quantum healing hypnosis conference and got into nature and just didn't want to leave. And really received a message the whole time I was there of patience, of slowing down, and of letting go and allowing the divine and our higher self to make the decisions for us. I can be very controlling. I can get a little anxiety. I need to know things and plan things out. And at the start of our trip, everything was going really wrong. And so that kicked in, and that was the immediate message that came through. And so I gave a little prayer and said, I give it to you, Source, God, Goddess, my higher self, just all the things, all the decisions, all the responsibilities. I just want to be free and enjoy life and go on this trip, among other things, and just really feel joyful and peaceful. And so that's what we did. And anytime I started to feel that anxiousness or I need to do something, I just did that little prayer again and just visualized letting it go. And it became so magical. And I felt something really shift and release. And I've carried that with me here today, and that peace.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It feels great when to let go. It's really freeing. So I want more freedom of just the anxiety and the worry and the concern, and I don't want that anymore. So yeah.
It's so beautiful. We often talk about synchronization. I didn't tell you all that happened to me earlier, and I'll share it now. So I had a great weekend too. Worked in the garden, and there's something that happens when I get in nature. It just opens up all the avenues and allows me to just really relax and enjoy. But I got a little I love to sleep in on the weekends, and had plans to do so, but my higher self has other plans, and they kept waking me up after about 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and they had information to share. So as I would lay there trying to go back to sleep, there would be just profound, we call them downloads, were just beautiful. And it's something from a high source because it's just so deep and profound and beautiful. And it's simple, but so profound at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing. But a big theme this morning, again, got woken up early again, and it was about letting go of all of this stuff that I'm trying to. They literally, my team takes me through the verbiage, or the mental verbiage, I call it, of just how to. They have you practicing just saying, I release this, I release that, I release this, and so it went on for about probably half an hour of I release worry about this, and I release fussing about that.
Yes.
And as soon as that thought came through me, because I'm laying there trying to sleep as this is going on mentally, but as soon as I was, through mentally saying that sentence, releasing whatever it was, there was just such an incredible sense of absolute peace. And there was nothing left to worry about. It was beautiful. So huge lesson in how to let go. I didn't realize that we were on that.
Yeah, they were working on us both on that lesson, because that's very freeing to feel that your guides, your higher self, your team has your back. And I already today and over the weekend, I just saw so many magical things, and that's how it's really happening. Just magical things happen when we get out of the way and when we feel grateful, and you feel grateful when things feel magical. So that was today, as I'm sitting and working, I started receiving that feeling too of I can be grateful, and I meditate in gratitude and the big things I'm really grateful about. But what about just your meal, or receiving a new client, or just the sunny day, or your breath? You know, such simple things that we take for granted, or we expect in our day, or we think, I need this, I want this, or I need this to survive, or whatever. A part of the letting go was just be really grateful for every little thing, and more will come, more magic, more things to be grateful for, just by that simple acknowledgement.
That was, this is all important. This is the prior day. That's what was coming through, was just look at everything and find gratitude in everything. So I'm outside looking at grass. I have a beautiful peony plant that's blooming, and it's got 3 beautiful blooms. They only bloom for 2 weeks of the year, so it's a precious moment. But I'm just literally in awe of this beautiful peony blossom, and just the beauty of it, and the gorgeous structure that looks like fractal geometry, and it's just beautiful, and just it's just everything. I mean, the sky, the fact that we live on this beautiful planet that is just gorgeous, and we have all this that we can explore and partake in, and so it doesn't matter where you're at or what you're doing. You can find beauty in everything and anything, and you can be grateful. You don't have to have something to be grateful for. You create the gratitude. You decide. And when you do that, as you said, your whole world, the more grateful you are, the more you're shown to be grateful for. So we're always creating, but most of us are creating by default. We just are bumping around, and creating not what we want. We're creating. So if we're worried about something or having issue with something, we're going to get more of that back. But instead of creating by default, let's be purposeful with it.
Yeah.
And design our world. We have that ability to control everything.
Yeah.
If we just step in and take that control. And,
it's true. And we were talking this morning about manifesting, and these simple things help us manifest and co-create, because we're co-creating with our higher self and our spiritual team, and co-creating in gratitude and love and magical things happening, rather than trying to control it all ourselves, or even the feeling of overly visualizing what you want, or that can become sort of a trap of, I want to have this, or I need to have this, and it can create that angst. So letting go and finding peace and being grateful, definitely, I think, a recipe for manifesting.
That living in the moment, just slowing down, and just live in the moment. That was huge for me to learn that. I was always trying to project what's next and what do I have to do to get that. I was a list maker. I was one that when I had kids at home, everybody had their schedules, and everything was very micromanaged and controlled, and just to realize that I was creating more. It became a very hectic thing to live within, and be able to let that go and realize that everything becomes a beautiful dance that's effortless if you just let go. I was shown to let go. I was actually shown this in a meditation. My white clenched hands and knuckles on the wheel.
Oh my gosh!
Just trying to force the vehicle in this direction when I wanted to go the other way.
Yes.
Fighting with it. I can remember that. That visual was very graphic, and I'm going, whoa, and I knew exactly what it meant, that I was pushing life in that direction when it really wanted to be going this way, and it was so difficult to try to hold that wheel and when I finally and it showed me just taking my hands off the wheel, and the relief, I wasn't struggling anymore, and then I ended up on this beautiful journey that just was amazing, without any of the stress or struggle.
Yeah.
And so when your higher self will guide you and assist you, all you have to do is ask, and it's there. But form that communication with it.
And in addition to the communication, just like you said, knowing that your higher self is always trying to direct you to the best, joyful, loving, most magical experiences, and we're like, no, we got to do it this way, we got to go this way. And even today, in receiving these messages and these feelings, I'm having this sort of hyper awareness of the moment when I start to go, oh, I need to do this to get this, and I'm like, wait a minute, do I need to do this? Like reflecting back, or wait a minute. And just tuning back into what source, what our higher self is telling us we need to do, because it's always the best thing. And sometimes it's, you need a rest, you need to take a break, you need to just pause, you need to slow down. I'm getting a lot of that right now myself.
Go out and lay in the grass, you know.
Lay in the grass.
Seriously.